Hello everyone, Sick here. Today we're going to be discussing the differences between the Halo 3 Sniper and the Halo Infinite Sniper. Which is better, what's the pros and cons of each, and today we're being joined by Reflections.
On a fundamental level, it is the worst Halo sniper rifle that has been in the series.
I think that's one of the things that kind of holds people back from getting into Infinite, is how high the skill floor is for the sniper in Infinite. It's just incredibly high. But compared to the Halo 3 sniper, you know, some of my more casual friends probably can't hit a no-scope in Infinite. 3's pretty laid back as far as hitting no-scopes. Incredibly easy, honestly. And you know, the skill ceiling from 3 to Infinite is incredibly high. Not to say Halo 3 is not a hard weapon to use as far as the Halo 3 sniper. I think the Halo 3 sniper is, you know, has a really high skill ceiling itself. But the major difference,
I'm still not great at it.
yeah, I mean, the major difference is really that skill floor. It's way too high. I think it's one of the problems, but it's also the beauty in it, you know?
When you actually zoom in with a sniper rifle, the magnification is slightly more on the first zoom level when compared to other Halo titles. They make the bullet travel time extremely slow, so it doesn't work at range, which means it's not really a sniper rifle. Upon re-zooming of the sniper rifle, if you're in the second zoom, which is the more zoomed in magnification, you press Y to switch weapons. Upon re-zooming, it will be back at that second magnification. This is extremely jarring, because it throws off your depth perception and makes it much harder to use. The next thing that has been changed is the way the sniper rifle actually zooms in. In every past Halo game, if you press the zoom button, it'll slowly zoom in, not instantly snap to how you zoom in. And even that feels jarring. I'm not sure if that's because mechanically the weapon feels very stiff. It's like every single movement feels jarring.
Talking about zoom level, in this map, particularly with its octagon, it's a lot larger, so it doesn't seem as bad right now on the first zoom level. But in most maps that are close quarters, whenever you start to zoom in that first zoom level, it's very, very zoomed in. Like right now, as you can see right there, you have to do a lot larger flicks than you would in comparison to Halo 3, and it's a lot harder to get a shot off. For Halo 3, it's a lot more forgiving, and also Halo Infinite just made this change not too long ago. It's a setting that you can change, but if you zoom in, you're forced to zoom into the next zoom level before zooming out. So that really kind of ruins the feel for, you have to like kind of double tap it, and I still have it enabled actually right now. So if I zoom in, I have to zoom in twice to get back out to no scope.
I think obviously it adds to the skill ceiling, and it can be pretty jarring if you're coming from Halo 3, because it's just, I don't know, it feels really uncomfortable. It makes the maps feel super uncomfortable. It puts you in situations where you gotta hit that shot, and a lot of times holding the sniper rifle and due to the zoom level in your positioning, it can be detrimental to the flow of the game. But there's certain situations in ranked where I'm uncomfortable holding the sniper sometimes, because it's kind of like a do or die situation due to that zoom level.
Just another thing to talk about with zoom as well is the aim assist, because for this like that close of a zoom level, like right now with us right now, I can't even like that was a good point right there. I just couldn't even like, the aim assist wasn't even working there. It works at a far distance, like here. Kind of, it works well. Like it kind of like highlights to your body, and kind of tags to your body, which makes it a lot easier to hit those headshots like that.
The way the aim assist works, it's really sticky. Like for example, if like you're aiming over someone and with the sniper, there's times where it'll like kind of wig out and just like flick off them. And I think it's due to the aim assist. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, the aim assist doesn't work until your reticle is over the person, and then it kind of sticks to them. But if it comes off, it'll just like throw you off in a certain direction. I don't know if that's intended or a bug.
3 sniper rifle before, it has like next to zero bullet magnetism, and you will only hit shots when the center dot of your crosshair touches the enemy player. There is no bullet bend towards the target, there is no RNG bloom, there's only your aiming skill, and I love that. So without a doubt, the Halo 3 sniper requires a lot of precision and rewards players who master aiming. Now what about the Halo Infinite sniper rifle? Well, it turns out it functions similarly to the Halo 3 version. You will hit shots when the center reticle touches the enemy player, but if it does not, then you will miss. This is a fantastic sign as it indicates bullet magnetism does not play a major role in hitting shots. Compared to what magnetism and aim assist was in Halo 5, where the sniper rifle reticle could be literally 100% off target, floating above the head, and still register as hits, Infinite Sniper is a major improvement. The Halo 5 shot registration is not possible for the Infinite Sniper. I actually tried to place my reticle in a similar position and it just did not hit. So clearly in Halo Infinite, the magnetism for a sniper rifle has drastically toned down, almost on par with what we see in Halo 3.
Sniping is going to vary quite a bit depending on your control scheme. For example, if you're a legacy Halo player like myself, you have to click the right stick in to aim down sight, which is a challenge in itself. You also have to navigate two different scopes. You got your ×5 and then ×10. And then you click again to descope. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3 separate clicks every time you shoot. If you're scoping with left trigger or holding right click with a mouse, this process is like a joke by comparison. It's just so much easier. It's effortless to just pull the left trigger, go in and out of scope. You don't have to worry about that clicking motion with your thumb as well. So you have full right stick control through the entire follow through of the shot. Like if you're a legacy Halo player, just try this for a second in firing range, switch to LT aim, just try sniping. It's actually crazy just how much flexibility you have once you get the hang of it.
The zoom sensitivity is the same as my aiming sensitivity, so I keep that pretty similar. Honestly, with the dead zones, I think you just pick something and learn it. As far as muscle memory goes, probably an optimal dead zone. I have the Elite controller and I set it to a certain, like acceleration. I also keep my look acceleration on 1. I don't prefer having fast look acceleration.
You might think, well Remy, I just won't use the scope then and I'll just no scope them. And that works, probably 85 to 90% of the time, but because they've implemented a randomized bloom mechanic, which I'll talk more about in a little bit, no scoping is inconsistent too. See it for yourself. The sniper rifle has inbuilt randomized bloom, and they say that's been in every single Halo game, but the reality of the situation is it is much worse on Halo Infinite. The hit registration just isn't up to par. You need an adequate amount of range so the bullet should land and it just doesn't. And the inbuilt randomized bloom, even though it should at least do some sort of damage, it just straight up doesn't.
The no scoping in this game, which I guess kind of adds to the skill ceiling. Like you can get pretty good at hitting no scopes, but I think the thing that really hurts it in this game for a lot of people is the inconsistency of it. It has a little bit of a bloom to it, kind of like the Reach DMR. You see after you shoot, see that the bloom reticle goes up. You shoot within that time period, while it's not reset, inconsistency is a lot larger, which is kind of an issue.
Not much aim assist at all at far ranges with this thing at all. Like unless you're like right on them, the aim assist really doesn't do much.
They actually, the percentage of randomness in the first shot and the bloom in general was a lot higher until I think around March, where they updated it, make it more in line with the Halo 3 sniper rifle. So as
was that season 3?
Yeah, it was
right?
season 3. Yeah. Before that, no scoping was just like completely random. But now it's pretty consistent. You can get pretty good at it. It's a healthy medium. So I'm pretty happy with it. You got quick scoping. You can quick scope in 3, but the quick scoping in this is like so fast, so snappy. I don't know. I guess you could compare it to like opping and Counter-Strike a little bit, like the way the quick scoping works. I don't personally quick scope a lot. I normally flick.
Yeah, I hard scope and then flick to the target. That's what I do. Just like that's what this did there to you.
Well, with the speed of it happening and the speed of Infinite, it feels totally different than hitting a flick. It's really intense. It's like you just like when you headshot somebody with a flick in this game with a sniper rifle. It's like you're throwing down an earthquake on their body.
Yeah, I feel that. Like I don't know if it's like the sound of the gun, but it does definitely sound and feel a lot deadlier.
And the way the bodies go off, actually pretty intense in this game too. It's good in its own right. You know, I don't know if anyone's ever played Counter-Strike and maybe you're learning how to use the AK and get a nice headshot with the AK long range. You know, that feels really, really rewarding because it's so difficult. And I don't know, it's just a dopamine rush when you get a nice headshot with a sniper rifle in this game. It may be harder and less frequent, but I'd say it's more rewarding for sure.
And
Yeah.
The body flail with it, and even when you're zoomed in, like the body just drops out of your scope zoom so fast.
When it comes to game development, based off my understanding, it's good to have a low floor and a high ceiling. And I think the floor is a little high for Infinite. And I think that's the beauty of Halo 3. Like, the Halo 3 sniper is probably the best sniper in Halo history as far as accessibility and fun, and combined with the skill ceiling. But if you take the time to learn Infinite sniper rifle, especially in a competitive setting, I think it's far superior, especially competitively.
Like Stellar earlier, his sniper is insane. So
Yeah.
there's always ways to improve. As like we thought, the sniping was the best with Lucid, for example, and then Stellar came out this past weekend and just proved that he's the best sniper with the shots he was hitting. And we thought like it was over, like, people just keep on getting better and better at the sniper because the ceiling is so high. And you didn't really have that in Halo 3. I mean, you had like Snipe Down and stuff, and he was solid, but there were people that could like, keep up with him in sniping. Like Halo 5, kind of similar. Frosty was probably one of the better ones, but people could, for the most part, keep up with him. But Stellar was just at next level that last tournament. Felt like he was on a different realm than all the other pros that were playing.
Yeah, the stuff he was doing was disgusting, absolutely insane. And I think Infinite Sniper overall is better than Threes because it's not that Threes isn't an amazing weapon. I'm partial to Threes, but as we mentioned, the skill ceiling. It's the mechanics of the Infinite Sniper that it's like an infinite ladder of how good can you get at it. I mean, there is no end to how good you can be with this gun. I think that's the real difference. Like, you can max out your ability to be good with the Halo 3 Sniper. I feel like, for me, practicing, the biggest thing for me is just getting hours under your belt. I just hop into any sniper lobby. I grab the sniper as much as possible. It's my favorite weapon, and I want to be good at it, right? So I just use it every second that I can. I'm always gunning for it. Anytime there's a sniper playlist, I just spam it for hours. I think, obviously, you can use the training mode to get really good at it. There's a couple of different techniques that you can use in there. I don't personally do it. I just spend an ungodly amount of hours spamming sniper playlists. One thing that can really help you is creating a lobby on sniper-specific maps in the custom browser. There's a lot of people that will join and do that. That's what I did whenever there wasn't a snipers playlist. And then you just spam that. You don't have an ending to the game. Just unlimited deaths or kills. You just spam the sniper rifle. But yeah, the training mode obviously can get you really good at like flicks and things of that nature. Or just loading in with some bots and practicing that way.
The only thing with bots I'd like to add is like
Yeah.
the downside of them is they very much move the same way. Like for basic, like getting your foundation for the sniper, it's a really good way to get some practice. But when it comes to like people's strafes, or if you're going like against a player in ranked, definitely getting in those sniper-specific lobbies is the best way to improve, for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah. And what I would say is zooming in uncomfortable situations, put yourself in those hard situations, and just go for the hard shots. That's going to make you better a lot quicker.
That was sick.